Programming concepts. For example, in Call of Duty Warzone, the player's health, ammunition, armor plates, and tacticals are stored as a variable. This is the player's armor, which would be stored as a variable. Type would be a float. This is the player's health bar, which is also stored as a variable. Type would be a float again. This is how much money the player has, which is stored as a variable, and the type would be an integer this time. For example, in Call of Duty Warzone, players upgrading their weapons is stored as a loop. Players would keep using weapons to upgrade them and get better attachments to make their guns better. For example, in Warzone, the data type used for the player's health would be an integer, which is a whole number, or a float, which can involve decimal numbers. Winning and losing conditions. In Warzone, if you're the last team standing, then you win, but if your whole team dies, you lose. Emerging industry. Trends. Battle passes in online games such as Fortnite, Warzone, Clash Royale, and many more. They will have battle passes, and the reason why battle passes are a trend is because it triggers the player's fear of missing out on the rewards that they could receive. So they just see something that they want and just buy the battle pass. Live service games. Live service games have been becoming a big trend because lots of games have updates. For example, Warzone, Fortnite, Clash Royale, and many more. Before, not many games would have updates, but now they have expanded massively. This will impact on the popularity of the games because the game will last longer and be played by many generations. Battle passes with the inclusions into Fortnite. Many games started adapting to them, which enabled new ways to monetize games, which led to more games being free to play. But with micro transitions, which led to more games being live service. FOMO trends in battle passes. What is FOMO? It is a term used to describe the feeling that you might miss out on enjoyable experiences or opportunities that others are participating in. How did battle passes use FOMO? Battle passes traditionally had a set time duration for the players to unlock all of its rewards. During that time of duration, if you were unable to unlock all of the rewards, this means if you did not actively engage with the game after purchasing your battle pass, it would mean you lose some of its value, as the only way to unlock rewards is through gameplay. The current state of live service games, market saturation, and player innovation. Hartzman, 2025. Hartzman argues that the market is saturated. If you are going to launch a live service game, then it needs to be good enough to take players away from other live service games. There must be something super compelling about it, because people essentially have an infinite number of choices for what to do with their free time. This is my planning and pre-production. So it will get updated along the way, but for now, that's how it is. Planning and pre-production. Here are some images of traps that I am planning to make during this project. So, in the top left is an image of closing walls, so when the player interacts with the black wire, the walls start closing in, making it to put pressure on the players to try escape before being crushed by the walls. Next, in the top right hand side, is an image of a trap floor. So when the player steps on the middle platform, the other platforms around it fall down, which could be used as a trap in many ways. For example, they could fall into spike traps, or even just open space, closing walls, and many more. Now the final image looks a little similar to the trap floor, but this time, when the players step on the middle platform, the axe will come swinging at them. The designs for the axe and trap floor are just placeholders and will be updated along the way. Here is an example of what I am planning it to look like. Going beyond talk content. The way I plan on programming gameplay that goes beyond talk content is by using stuff that we were taught in lesson and then making other things out of that lesson. For example, in a lesson I was taught on how to program the door to open, which led on to other things. For example, I could then program walls to close in to use as a trap in my game. I could also make spike traps, swinging axes, and falling platforms. And the way I learned how to program all of this was just from one lesson on how to program a door to open. Technical documentation. Reasons why technical documentation is important. You can quickly gain deep understanding of critical business applications. You can accelerate onboarding of new team members. You can share knowledge beyond the developer ecosystem. The reason quickly gaining deep understanding of critical business applications is useful is because it's beneficial when you're working within a team, as each member can see who's working on what, helping team members to coordinate their game's productation pipeline. Now, the reason why accelerating onboarding of new team members is useful is because it will get them to work faster and to get more work done with the time that they have. Finally, the reason why sharing knowledge beyond the developer ecosystem is good is because it can influence other people and can even find ways to improve them as well, making it become more successful. Technical problem solving. The way I plan to solve any problems or bugs along the way is by letting other students playtest my game so then I can see how new players would play my game and what I could do to improve it. For example, if the players had no clue where to go in my temple, I could add torches around to make it seem like that is where they need to go. These are just my references. I'll add in the PowerPoint so then you can go onto it and then just have a look at these links for my reference list. Thank you for listening.